The day Earth changed forever started like any other for Dr. Olivia Mercer. She woke up, drank her coffee, and checked her messages. Then she saw it. A message from the highest levels of government marked urgent and classified. Olivia's hands shook as she read it. After decades of distant signals and blurry photos, real aliens had made contact, and they wanted to meet her. As the world's leading expert on how life might evolve on other planets, Olivia had always believed this day would come. She just never thought she would be the one chosen to represent all of humanity. 3 weeks later, Olivia stood in a hangar looking at the ship that would take her team to the stars. The Earth vessel Curiosity wasn't large, but it was the most advanced spacecraft humans had ever built. "Are you ready for this?" asked Kevin Rogers, their pilot. He was a tall man with kind eyes who had flown everything from fighter jets to the first Mars missions. "Not even a little bit," Olivia admitted. "But we don't really have a choice, do we?" Alan Wright joined them, carrying tablets with briefing documents. As Earth's top diplomat, he looked calm, but Olivia noticed how tightly he gripped the tablets. "The Galactic Council has been watching us for over 50 years, Alan said. "They've seen our world wars, our music, our struggles, and our triumphs. Now they think we're ready to join them. Or they're finally ready to admit we exist," Kevin added with a small smile. The journey took 12 days. 12 days of checking equipment, reviewing alien biology data, and trying not to think about everything that could go wrong. When they finally saw the Council's space station, everyone fell silent. It was beautiful, like a giant silver flower floating in space, with petals that slowly moved and turned. Light danced across its surface in patterns that seemed almost alive. "It's at least 10 miles across," Kevin whispered as he guided their ship toward the docking area. As they docked, Olivia felt her heart racing. First contact. Real, official first contact. Everything in human history had led to this moment. The airlock opened, and they stepped through into the station. The air smelled clean but strange, with a hint of something like cinnamon. 3 aliens waited for them. One was tall and slender, with blue skin that seemed to shimmer. Another was short and round, with 4 arms and eyes that blinked sideways. The third looked almost human, except for the ridge of small spines along its head. "We welcome you to the Galactic Council Station," said the blue alien in perfect English. "I am Zix Tor, medical officer of the Council. This is Brex Uhl, diplomatic liaison, and Kidaven, security chief." Olivia stepped forward. "I am Dr. Olivia Mercer. With me are Kevin Rogers and Alan Wright. We come representing Earth and all its people." The aliens bowed slightly, but Olivia noticed they seemed distracted. They kept looking at the humans with strange expressions. "Is everything all right?" Alan asked, his diplomatic training kicking in. Yes, said Brex Uhl quickly. "We are just surprised. Our scans show something unexpected." Before they could explain, a group of other aliens appeared. They wore what looked like official uniforms, each one different to suit their unique bodies. "The Council will see you now," announced one with a voice like bells ringing. As they walked through the station, Olivia noticed more and more aliens stopping to stare at them. Some whispered to each other. Others used devices to scan the humans from a distance. "Why are they so interested in us?" Kevin whispered. "I don't know," Olivia replied, "but I think we're about to find out." They entered a massive room shaped like a bowl. Seats rose in circles around them, filled with aliens of all shapes and sizes. 27 different species, Alan had said. 27 civilizations watching 3 humans walk into the center of the room. A tall alien with silver skin stood. "Humans of Earth, you have been brought here because we have discovered something extraordinary about your species. Something that changes everything we thought we knew about life in the galaxy." Olivia felt a chill run down her spine. This wasn't just about welcoming Earth to the galactic community. This was about something else entirely. Something about humans had shocked the most advanced beings in the galaxy. Silence filled the great chamber as the silver-skinned alien's words hung in the air. Olivia glanced at Alan and Kevin, who looked just as confused as she felt. The alien continued, "I am High Counselor Elix. We must speak privately. Please follow Medical Officer Zixtor to our conference room." As they left the main chamber, whispers followed them. Aliens pointed and stared openly now. Some seemed excited, others frightened. "What exactly have you discovered about us?" Alan asked as they walked. Zixtor's blue skin rippled slightly. "It is better shown than explained." They entered a smaller room with a large round table. On the walls were screens showing what Olivia recognized as human anatomy diagrams. "Please, sit," said Zixtor. The seats adjusted automatically to fit human bodies. 3 more aliens entered. One carried a device that looked like a tablet with a 3D display hovering above it. "I am Dr. Kelvorn," said the alien with purple skin, and 6 fingers on each hand. "I lead our biology department. What we have discovered is, well, see for yourself." The alien placed the device on the table. Above it appeared a rotating image of a human body, showing all the internal organs. The image zoomed in on the lower right side of the abdomen. "This," said Dr. Kelvorn, pointing to a small finger-like structure attached to the large intestine. Olivia blinked in surprise. "That's the appendix." All the aliens leaned forward at once. "You know of this organ?" asked Zixtor with clear surprise. "Of course," Kevin said. "Everyone has one." "Well, unless they've had it removed." The aliens looked at each other in shock. "Removed," whispered Dr. Kelvorn. "You removed them." Alan stepped in smoothly. "Sometimes they become infected and need to be surgically removed. It's a common procedure on Earth." The aliens' reactions ranged from horror to disbelief. "But this is the most remarkable organ in the galaxy," said Zixtor. "We've never seen anything like it in any species." Olivia laughed, then stopped when she realized the aliens were serious. "The appendix is considered a vestigial organ. It doesn't really do much. Some scientists think it stores good bacteria, but people live perfectly normal lives without it." Elix, the silver-skinned counselor, shook his head slowly. "Dr. Mercer, your people do not understand what you possess. This organ is not vestigial. It is extraordinarily advanced." Kevin crossed his arms. "Advanced how?" A new alien stepped forward. Unlike the others, this one looked almost human. "I am Dr. Merrick Novak. I was born on Earth but have lived among the Council for 20 years. Olivia gasped. "There are already humans out here." "Just a few of us," Novak said. "Found by scout ships over the years. I've been helping the Council understand human biology." He pointed to the image. "What they're trying to tell you is that the appendix isn't just a useless leftover from evolution. It's capable of quantum-level interactions." "What does that mean?" Alan asked. Dr. Kelvorn activated another display. This one showed energy patterns flowing through the appendix. "This organ can sense and interact with quantum fields. In simple terms, it connects with the fabric of reality in ways our science barely understands." "That's impossible," Olivia said. "We would have noticed something like that." "Would you?" asked Novak. "Human medical science only looks at the physical aspects of the body. The Council has technology that can detect quantum interactions." Zixtor nodded. "We discovered it by accident during routine scans of your planet. At first, we thought our equipment was malfunctioning. When we realized what we were seeing, the Council called an emergency session. Our texts speak of an ancient species with an organ that could bridge dimensions," added Elix. "Most believed it was just a myth, until we found humans." Kevin laughed nervously. "So you're saying our appendix is some kind of, what? Supernatural organ?" "Not supernatural," Novak corrected. "Just beyond current human understanding of biology. Think of it as a biological quantum computer." "But what does it do?" asked Olivia, still skeptical. That, said Zixtor, is what we hope to find out together. The alien hesitated. There is more. Our scans show that human appendixes seem to be awakening. Awakening, Alen repeated. Yes, said Elix gravely. And not everyone in the council is happy about it. Some species see this as a threat. They fear what humans might become. Olivia looked at the image of the simple, worm-like organ floating above the table. How could something so small cause so much concern among beings who could travel between stars? We need to run tests, said Dr. Kelvorn. With your permission, of course. Olivia, Kevin, and Alan exchanged looks. I think, Olivia said slowly, we need to contact Earth first. The communication room was small but filled with technology far beyond anything on Earth. Olivia watched as Alan explained their situation to the United Nations Secretary through a faster-than-light connection that the aliens had provided. So they believe our appendix is special. The Secretary's voice was tinged with disbelief. That's putting it mildly, Alan replied. They think it's some kind of quantum organ that no other species has. And they're sure about this. They seem very sure, Olivia cut in. They have technologies that can detect quantum patterns we can't even measure yet. After the call ended, Kevin rubbed his forehead. Did we just tell Earth that our appendix might be the most important organ in the galaxy? Yes, Olivia said. And Earth just told us to learn more. They returned to the conference room, where Dr. Novak was waiting with several alien scientists. The table now held several strange devices. Earth has given us permission to cooperate, Alan announced. We want to understand what our appendix can do. Dr. Kelvorn nodded. We will start with simple scans, no invasive procedures. For the next few hours, the aliens used their devices to examine the three humans. Olivia watched as colorful images of her own appendix appeared in 3D above one machine. Fascinating, said an alien scientist with 4 eyes. The quantum field is strongest around Dr. Mercer. What does that mean? Olivia asked. Your appendix is more awake than the others, Dr. Novak explained. Zixtor entered with a set of ancient-looking scrolls. These are copies of the texts of Varun, from a civilization that went extinct 50,000 years ago. The medical officer carefully unrolled one scroll to reveal strange symbols and drawings. One picture clearly showed a figure pointing to its lower right abdomen. Around the figure were wavy lines that seemed to represent energy or power. The texts speak of the coming ones who would possess the bridge between worlds in their bodies, Zixtor explained. For centuries, most thought it was just a myth. You think these coming ones are humans? Kevin asked. The description matches, Dr. Novak said quietly. A species that would appear primitive at first, but would carry within them the potential to connect with quantum realities. Olivia studied the ancient drawing. But what does our appendix actually do? I mean, people have them removed all the time, and nothing happens. Perhaps it requires activation, suggested Dr. Kelvorn. Or perhaps those who lose the organ never realize what they lost. A tall gray alien entered the room suddenly. Its movements were stiff and formal. I am Vrex, representative of the Vrax Confederation, it announced. My government demands to know why humans are being given access to council technology and ancient texts. Alan stepped forward smoothly. We are guests of the council, invited here officially. The human potential has not been proven. Vrex said coldly, this could be a false reading. Or worse, an evolutionary dead end that will destabilize the galaxy if encouraged. Dr. Kelvorn's skin darkened with emotion. The readings are clear, Vrex. The quantum signatures match those predicted in the ancient texts. Texts written by a species that destroyed themselves. Vrex snapped. The tension in the room grew thick. Olivia noticed several council security officers had appeared at the doorway. What is your species afraid of, exactly? Kevin asked Vrex directly. The alien turned its large, unblinking eyes to him. Change. Disruption. A species from a backwater planet suddenly gaining abilities that took others millions of years to develop through technology. It is unnatural. Elix, the silver-skinned counselor, entered. That is enough, Representative Rex. The humans are here at the full council's invitation. Not the full council, Vrex said ominously before leaving. When the alien was gone, Olivia asked, "What was that about?" "Politics," Elix sighed. "Some species fear what they don't understand, and what they cannot control." "Are we in danger?" Ellen asked directly. "Not here," Elix assured them. "But we must move quickly with our research. The Vrex have significant influence in certain sectors." Olivia looked again at the ancient drawing of the figure, with power emanating from its abdomen. "I want to try something," she said. "I want to see if we can activate whatever this is." Dr. Novik exchanged glances with Zixtor. "We have been developing a device that might help with that." "Is it safe?" Kevin asked. "Probably," Dr. Novik said. "But there's only one way to find out." Olivia took a deep breath. "I'll do it." The device looked like a silver belt with a small box that would rest directly over Olivia's appendix. Dr. Novik explained it would amplify the quantum field that the aliens had detected. "Are you sure about this?" Kevin asked as Olivia lay down on the examination table. "No," Olivia admitted. "But we need to know what this is all about." Aelen looked worried. "The diplomatic implications alone are staggering. If humans really have some special ability, then we need to understand it before others try to use it against us," Olivia finished. Dr. Kelvorn approached with the device. "It will create a resonance field that should enhance whatever quantum activity is happening in your appendix. You may feel strange sensations." "Define strange," Olivia said, suddenly nervous. "No one knows," Dr. Novik said honestly. "This is new territory." Zixtor stepped forward. "We will monitor your vital signs continuously. If anything seems dangerous, we will stop immediately." Olivia took a deep breath. "Let's do it." The device clicked softly as it was placed on her abdomen. For a moment, nothing happened. Then a warm feeling spread through her right side. It wasn't painful, just odd. "Readings are stable," said an alien technician. "Quantum field is responding." The warmth intensified. Olivia felt a tingling sensation that moved from her appendix throughout her body. It reached her fingertips, then her toes, and finally her head. Suddenly, her vision changed. The room seemed to split into multiple versions of itself. In one version, she saw Kevin reaching for her in alarm. In another, he was calmly watching. In a third, he wasn't there at all. "Olivia, can you hear me?" Dr. Novik's voice came from everywhere and nowhere. "I see everything," Olivia whispered. "Multiple versions of this moment, different possibilities." The aliens began talking excitedly, their voices overlapping. "It's working. Quantum perception. She can see probability streams." Olivia's mind expanded further. She could now see beyond the room, beyond the station. She saw Earth, but not just one Earth. Countless versions of it, each slightly different. Some were peaceful, others were at war. Some were advanced, others struggling. "There are so many paths," she said. Her voice sounded strange to her own ears. "So many possible futures." Then she saw something else, a shadow moving between the possible worlds. Something vast and ancient and aware. "We're not alone," she gasped. "There's something else in the quantum field. Something watching us." Alarm spread through the room. The aliens looked at their instruments in confusion. "What is she seeing?" Ellen demanded. "What's happening?" "Her quantum field is expanding beyond our ability to measure," Dr. Kelvorn said. "This is unprecedented." Olivia felt herself slipping deeper into the quantum visions. She saw the Vrax planning something terrible. She saw Earth in danger. She saw possibilities branching out endlessly. "Turn it off," Kevin said. "She's going too deep." Dr. Novak hesitated. "We're learning so much." "Turn it off," Kevin shouted. The device was quickly removed. Olivia gasped as her perception snapped back to normal reality. The room spun around her as she struggled to focus on just one version of everything. "Olivia, are you okay?" Kevin was holding her hand, his face pale with worry. She nodded weakly. "I saw everything. All possibilities. All futures." The aliens were reviewing data from the experiment, their expressions a mix of excitement and concern. "The appendix really is a quantum organ," Dr. Kelvorn said in awe. "It allows perception across probability streams." "But that's not all," Olivia said, slowly sitting up. "I saw the Vrax. They're planning something. They want to stop humans from developing this ability further." Elix, who had been observing quietly, stepped forward. "Did you see what they plan to do?" "They want to quarantine Earth," Olivia said. "And they think they found a way to neutralize the appendix in humans." The room fell silent. "We need to warn Earth," Alan said firmly. "It's too late," a new voice said. Everyone turned to see Vrex standing in the doorway with several armed guards. "The Vrax Confederation has already called an emergency session of the Council. Earth has been declared a threat to galactic stability." Elix stood tall. "You have no authority to make such a declaration." "We have the support of 11 council races," Vrex replied coldly. "More than enough to enact emergency protocols." Olivia looked at Kevin and Alan. Even without her quantum vision, she could see the trouble they were in. "What happens now?" she asked. "Now," Vrex said, "we ensure that humanity's unexpected evolution does not disrupt the established order of the galaxy." Olivia, Kevin, and Alan were escorted back to their quarters. They weren't officially prisoners, but 2 Vrax guards stood outside their door. "We need to contact Earth," Alan said, trying the communication system. "It's blocked." Kevin paced the room. This went from first contact to interstellar crisis in less than a day. Olivia sat quietly, still processing what she had experienced. The quantum visions lingered in her mind like a dream she couldn't quite forget. "I saw something important," she said suddenly. "When I was connected to the quantum field, I saw Dr. Samuel Grant." "The physicist from Chicago?" Ellen asked. "What about him?" "He was leading a research team. They were studying the appendix too, but from Earth's side. I think he might be our best hope." Back on Earth, Dr. Samuel Grant was indeed working late in his lab. Ever since the message from the human delegation had arrived, every scientist with security clearance was frantically researching the appendix. "This can't be right," Sam muttered, looking at his test results. He had collected tissue samples from 30 volunteers and exposed them to various forms of energy. Under certain frequencies, the appendix tissue glowed. His assistant, Lily Chen, checked the data. "It's consistent across all samples. The appendix tissue responds to these specific frequencies by generating its own energy. An organ shouldn't be able to do that," Sam said. His phone rang. It was General West from the Joint Chiefs of Staff. "Dr. Grant, we've lost contact with our delegation on the Council Station," the general said without greeting. "Our long-range sensors are picking up unusual activity. Multiple alien ships moving toward Earth." Sam's heart raced. "Sir, I think I found something important about the appendix." "I'm listening." "It reacts to certain energy frequencies, and when appendix tissue from different people is placed near each other, the reaction gets stronger. It's like they're communicating somehow." There was silence on the line. "Then, how many people would you need to test this on a larger scale?" "As many as possible," Sam replied. "And I'd need access to the HAARP array in Alaska to generate the right frequencies." "You'll have it within the hour," the general said and hung up. Back on the Council Station, Dr. Novak slipped into the humans' quarters through a hidden service entrance. "I don't have much time," he said quickly. "The Vrax have taken control of the station's security." "What do they want?" Kevin asked. "Your appendixes," Dr. Novak said grimly. "They want to study them, and then neutralize the quantum ability in all humans. Alan looked sick. Can they do that? Possibly. Their medical technology is very advanced. Dr. Novak handed them a small device. This will help you contact Earth. Zixtor and some others are planning to help you escape. Why are they helping us? Olivia asked. Not all species fear human potential. Some see it as the next step in galactic evolution. Dr. Novak glanced nervously at the door. Be ready tonight. After he left, Olivia used the device to send a message to Earth. The reply came quickly. Dr. Grant is trying something with the appendix. He needs to know exactly what frequency the aliens used in their device. Olivia closed her eyes, recalling the experiment. Tell him 367.5 terahertz. On Earth, Sam received the message. That's in the visible light spectrum, specifically a deep violet color. He directed his team to set up the HAARP array to broadcast at that exact frequency. Around the world, volunteers with healthy appendixes gathered in research centers. What exactly are we trying to do? Lily asked. Create a synchronized quantum field, Sam explained. If the appendix really is a quantum organ, maybe we can use it to communicate instantly across space, or even affect the Vrax technology somehow. As the experiment began, Sam felt a warm sensation in his side. All around the room, people gasped and touched the same spot. It's working, someone whispered. On the council station, Olivia felt it too, a pulling sensation, like her appendix was trying to connect with something far away. Alarms suddenly blared throughout the station. Vrex burst into their quarters, rage visible on his alien face. What have you done? He demanded. We haven't done anything, Alan said. Earth's quantum signature just increased 1,000-fold. Vrex hissed. Our ships are reporting equipment failures as they approach your planet. Olivia smiled. Somehow, she could feel what was happening. Millions of human appendixes on Earth, suddenly awakening together, creating a field that alien technology couldn't penetrate. I think, she said calmly, that humanity just discovered its defense system. Vrex's communicator chirped urgently. The alien listened, his expression changing from anger to disbelief. Impossible, he whispered. Vrex was called away suddenly, leaving the humans with their guards. Moments later, the lights in the station flickered and went out. Emergency lighting cast everything in a dim blue glow. Now, whispered a voice from the service entrance. It was Zixtor. We must go quickly. The humans followed the blue-skinned alien through narrow maintenance tunnels. They could hear confusion throughout the station, alarms, shouting, and the sound of running feet. What's happening? Kevin asked as they hurried along. The quantum field from Earth has expanded, Zixtor explained. It's affecting systems all over the station, especially Vrax technology. They cannot maintain control. They entered a small hangar where Dr. Novak waited beside a sleek shuttle. This ship has been prepared for you, he said. It can take you back to Earth. You're not coming with us? Olivia asked. Dr. Novak shook his head. I'll stay with the Resistance. Not all council members agree with the Vrax. Many believe humans represent an important evolutionary step. Alan looked concerned. What about diplomatic relations? We can't just run away. This is beyond normal diplomacy now, said Elix, appearing from the shadows. The silver-skinned counselor looked tired. The Vrax have pushed us to the edge of conflict. Your safe return to Earth is our priority. Sudden shouting echoed from a nearby corridor. The Vrax were coming. Go, Elix urged. We will contact Earth when it's safe. The humans boarded the shuttle quickly. Dr. Novak showed Kevin the controls. It's designed to be intuitive, he explained. The navigation system is already set for Earth. As they prepared to leave, Zixtor handed Olivia a small device. This contains all our research on the human appendix, the alien said. Use it wisely. The hangar doors opened to reveal the vastness of space. Kevin piloted the shuttle out just as Vrax's guards burst into the hangar behind them. Laser fire flashed past, but missed the rapidly accelerating ship. "That was close," Kevin said, plotting a course for Earth. Olivia examined the device Zixtor had given her. It projected detailed 3D schematics of the appendix, showing energy patterns she had never seen before. "According to this, the appendix isn't just sensing quantum fields," she said. "It can potentially manipulate them." Back on Earth, Dr. Grant's experiment was showing surprising results. The synchronized field created by thousands of human appendixes was growing stronger by the minute. People reported strange sensations, knowing things they couldn't possibly know, sensing events before they happened, and feeling connected to each other in unexplainable ways. "It's like the appendix was dormant all this time," Sam told General West, "just waiting for the right signal to wake up." The general pointed to a screen showing alien ships approaching Earth. "Well, it picked a good time. Those ships entered our solar system an hour ago. They've stopped moving," Lily noted. "They're just sitting there." Sam studied the readings. "The quantum field is interfering with their drive systems. They literally cannot approach any closer." In orbit around Mars, the Vrax fleet commander faced a serious problem. None of their advanced weapons would function properly near Earth. The quantum field generated by millions of human appendixes created interference that made targeting systems useless and energy weapons unstable. "We must retreat and reconsider our approach," the commander decided. "Alert High Command that the humans are more developed than we thought." As the alien fleet began to withdraw, Olivia, Kevin, and Alan's shuttle approached Earth. They were hailed by Mission Control. "Welcome back," came General West's voice. "You've missed quite a show." "We brought important information," Olivia replied. "And some friends." On the shuttle's communication screen, Dr. Grant appeared. "Dr. Mercer, your frequency data was the key. We've activated a global quantum field. The aliens can't get near us." "That's just the beginning," Olivia said. "According to the Council's research, the appendix can do much more than create defensive fields. It might be able to manipulate quantum reality itself." "What does that mean in practical terms?" the general asked. Kevin looked out the viewport at Earth, glowing blue with the quantum field visible from space. "It means," he said, "that humanity just became the most important species in the galaxy." As their shuttle descended toward Earth, Olivia thought about what she had seen in her quantum visions. The shadow moving between worlds, the countless possible futures, and somewhere out there, watching and waiting, something ancient that had seen this moment coming for thousands of years. The human appendix wasn't just an accident of evolution. It was a gift, or perhaps a weapon, waiting for the right moment to awaken. 3 weeks after their return to Earth, Olivia, Kevin, and Alan found themselves in a secure facility deep beneath the Rocky Mountains. Here, Dr. Grant had established what he called the Appendix Research Center. "We've gathered 100 volunteers," Sam explained as he led them through the facility. "All with healthy appendixes and all showing strong quantum sensitivity." They entered a large circular room. In the center stood a device that looked like a larger version of the one Olivia had used on the Council station. "This is the quantum amplifier," Lily said, "based on the alien design but improved with Dr. Mercer's insights." People in white jumpsuits sat in circles around the room, each wearing small devices over their lower right abdomen. "What exactly are you trying to do?" Ellen asked. "We're attempting a full activation," Sam replied. "Not just a defensive field, but a complete awakening of the appendix's potential." Olivia felt nervous. "The last time I connected to the quantum field, I saw something out there. Something watching us." Sam nodded. "Several of our volunteers have reported similar sensations. We think it might be other quantum-sensitive species across the galaxy." "Or something else entirely," Kevin said quietly. As they talked, the main screen showed a feed from space. The Vrax fleet had pulled back beyond Jupiter, but remained in the solar system. Meanwhile, 3 other alien ships had arrived at the edge of Earth's quantum field. "They're not Vrax," Alan noted. Any idea who they are? According to the database from the Council, those ships belong to the Telveri, Lily said. They were mentioned in the ancient texts as allies of the coming ones. A communication officer rushed in. Sir, we're receiving a transmission from the Telveri ships. They're requesting permission to approach. General West, who had been listening quietly, nodded. Let them through our defenses. Through the quantum field, Earth could now selectively allow certain ships to approach. The Telveri vessels entered Earth orbit without trouble. They're sending a delegation to meet with us, the officer reported. 2 hours later, Olivia stood with the others as the Telveri delegation arrived. They were tall, golden-skinned beings with eyes that seemed to hold ancient wisdom. We have waited 5,000 years for this moment, their leader said. The awakening of the bridge makers. Sam looked confused. Bridge makers. Those who can span the gap between dimensions, the Telveri explained. Our ancestors foretold your coming. We have protected the knowledge of the quantum organ for generations. Why is the appendix so important? Olivia asked the question that had been bothering her since the beginning. The Telveri leader's expression grew serious. Because reality is in danger. The quantum fabric that holds our universe together is weakening. Only the bridge makers can repair it. This revelation stunned everyone into silence. We can help you fully activate your abilities, the Telveri continued. But it must be done quickly. The Vraks know this too. They fear the change that must come. General West stepped forward. How do we know we can trust you? The Telveri touched their own lower right sides. Because we once had the quantum organ too. We lost it through evolution, as our species relied more on technology. We seek to help you avoid our mistake. Sam looked at Olivia. Are you willing to try again? To go deeper into the quantum field? Olivia thought about the strange visions she had experienced. The multiple realities, the shadows moving between worlds. Something told her this was what she was meant to do. Yes, she said, but not alone this time. The 100 volunteers were prepared. Each took their place around the central device, which now incorporated Telveri technology. The synchronized activation should create a quantum cascade, Sam explained. Every human appendix on Earth will respond. Olivia took her place in the circle. Kevin and Alan stood nearby, watching with worry and hope. Are you ready? Sam asked. Olivia nodded. Around her, the other volunteers did the same. The device hummed to life. Olivia felt the now familiar warmth spread from her appendix throughout her body. But this time, it was different. This time, she wasn't alone. She could feel the other volunteers, their consciousness touching hers. And beyond them, she could feel millions of humans around the world as their appendixes began to activate in response. The quantum field expanded, not just around Earth, but reaching out across space. Olivia could sense the Vraks fleet, the Telveri ships, and far beyond to the Galactic Council. And then she felt something else. The shadow she had seen before, now moving toward them with purpose. It's coming, she whispered. The shadow moved closer, its presence felt by all the volunteers connected to the quantum field. Olivia tried to understand what it was. Not a being, exactly. More like a pattern in reality itself. Can everyone else sense that? She asked through the connection. Yes, came the collective response. What is it? The Telveri leader stepped forward, his golden skin glowing softly. It is the Weaver, the entity that maintains the quantum fabric of our universe. As the shadow approached, Olivia could see it more clearly in her mind. It was vast beyond comprehension, yet somehow familiar. Like meeting someone she had always known but never seen. It's trying to communicate, Sam said, his eyes closed as he focused on the quantum signals. Through their connected appendixes, the humans received impressions rather than words. Images of a universe being torn apart, gaps between realities growing wider, and a sense of desperate need. The quantum fabric is failing, Olivia understood suddenly. It needs our help to repair it. Kevin, watching the monitors, saw something amazing. The quantum field is changing. It's becoming more structured. On screens around the room, the chaotic energy patterns were shifting into complex, organized forms, like a massive tapestry being rewoven. This is what the appendix was designed for, the Telvari leader said with awe. You are the needle and thread of the universe. Through their connection, Olivia guided the other volunteers. Their appendixes, working together, began to strengthen the quantum fabric. She could feel the shadow, the weaver, directing their efforts, showing them where the universe needed mending. Across Earth, millions of people touched their sides as they felt their appendixes warm and activate. Most didn't understand what was happening, but all felt a strange sense of purpose and connection. In space, the Vrax fleet watched in shock as the quantum field around Earth changed from a defensive barrier to something far more complex. It spread throughout the solar system, then beyond, weaving between stars and planets. Back on the Council Station, Elix called an emergency meeting. The human quantum organ is not a weapon, the Silver Counselor announced. It is a tool for preservation. The ancient texts were right. They are the bridge makers. Zix Tor showed the Council new scans of the quantum fabric around Earth. They are repairing tears in reality that we couldn't even detect. Tears that threatened all existence. In the underground facility, the 100 volunteers worked tirelessly, guided by the Weaver and the Telvari. After 6 hours, Olivia felt the shadow's satisfaction. The critical repairs were complete. Slowly, the connection faded. The volunteers opened their eyes, exhausted but changed forever. What just happened? General West asked, looking at readings he couldn't begin to understand. We helped fix the universe, Olivia said simply. And we learned what the appendix is really for. In the weeks that followed, Earth became the center of galactic attention. The Vrax retreated completely. The Galactic Council sent official representatives to establish proper diplomatic relations. Humans with active appendixes discovered new abilities. They could sense quantum patterns, see probability streams, and even influence reality in small ways. Scientists studied these abilities, learning to train and enhance them. It wasn't an accident, Olivia explained to a gathering of world leaders. The appendix wasn't vestigial. It was dormant, waiting for the right moment. Kevin, now leading Earth's first true interstellar mission, had a different theory. Maybe some ancient species engineered us this way, left us the appendix as a tool for when it would be needed most. Dr. Grant's research revealed something else interesting. People who've had their appendix removed can regrow a quantum-sensitive organ with the right stimulation. It's like our bodies know how important it is. 6 months after the quantum activation, Earth was a different world. Humans worked with alien species to understand their unique abilities and place in the universe. The appendix, once dismissed as useless, was now recognized as humanity's greatest gift. At the new Galactic Council headquarters on Earth, Olivia stood with Alan as they welcomed representatives from 50 alien civilizations. Did you ever imagine, Alan asked, that our appendix would change the course of galactic history? Olivia smiled. No, but I always believed humans had potential that we hadn't discovered yet. Above them, the quantum fabric of reality sparkled with new strength, woven together by the most unexpected organ in the galaxy.